Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we are tackling one of the biggest barrier that is holding people back to live their best self, which is self-sabotage. Have you ever set a goals like I'll be studying for 2 hours every single day in the phone, or I'll stop eating junk food, or I'll be sticking to a certain workout routine, only to procrastinate, overthink, and talk yourself out? If this sounds familiar, then you are not alone in this way. Because most of the people are diagnosed with self-sabotage. Most of the people are dealing with self-sabotage. And in this video, we are going to talk about how we can stop this. In her book, The Mountain Is You, Brynja West tells us that self-sabotage isn't a flaw. It's your brain trying to protect you from the fear of failure or from rejection or discomfort. And if we want to stop self-sabotage, we have to understand why we do it to break free from this. So yeah, let's dive in this video where we can learn what self-sabotage and how we can overcome it and live our best self. And I hope you like this video because this is the most structured and most time-consuming video I ever had done before. So I hope you all like this. And if you have liked this video, then do comment down below. Don't forget to comment. Do comment down below. Chapter number 1 is what is self-sabotage. First, let's define what self-sabotage is. It's when your brain is consciously or unconsciously undermining your own worth. Think of it like your brain is trying to protect you from the fear of failure, from the fear of rejection, or from the fear of discomfort. But in reality, it is keeping you stuck at the same place that you are right now. You know what your goals are and you know how to achieve that goal. But there's something inside you, that's something your mind still do not do. That's self-sabotage. And let me make it clear that self-sabotage and laziness is completely different. When you are lazy, you don't feel to do that stuff. You don't feel to leave your comfort zone behind. You just want to be in your cozy corner of the room and just want to, sleep, or you just want to be lazy there because you're tired of doing things the whole day. That's what laziness is. And self-sabotage, on the other hand, is completely different. Let me explain you through an example. And the example should be going to a gym. So laziness would be you are not feeling to go there because first of all, you're tired from your work, and then you don't feel to go because you're tired and you're feeling lazy, so you want to stay at your home. But on the other hand, self-sabotage is completely different. It's the fear of being embarrassed, the fear of people judging you because you don't know how to use certain equipment. That's the fear that is holding you back. And that's what self-sabotage is. Self-sabotage and laziness is completely different. Self-sabotage is basically your fear and your limiting belief taking the wheel, steering you away from the very goal you want the most. And it's not like you don't care about your own goal. It's about you care too much, like very much, and the feeling of the failure or succeeding is scaring you out. It's very overwhelming, so you don't start doing it. Self-sabotage isn't a flaw. It's basically protecting you from the fear of failure or the fear of discomfort. Now we understood what is self-sabotage, and to stop it, we are going to understand why we do it. And here are the 4 biggest root causes that are causing you to self-sabotage. The first is fear of failure or succeeding. Whenever we do things that are out of our comfort zone, that is making you discomfort, that is bringing discomfort to your life, your brain automatically thinks that it's risky because you are in an unknown territory that you don't know about, you don't have any idea about. When your brain thinks that it's risky and it's trying to convince you to step away, Even if it's good for you, then your brain thinks that it is not. And if we are going to stay one more minute there, We might face some failure or we might face some fear. And that's what your brain is preventing you from not feeling that. So the second part is childhood pattern. If you have grew in an environment where failure is being punished or your feeling or your emotion are being dismissed, then you're most probably will be fearing the failure and you're not going to do something that will let you to fail. And tell me one thing that when you start something, there is risk, there is chances of failure. And because you are feared from failure, you don't even start to do something. You are stuck at the place and you are not moving because you're fearing the failure. Because you're fearing what if I fail? What if the same pain that have been gone before will come back? The third reason is low self-worth. If deep down you don't believe that you are enough for that thing, if you believe that you are not good for doing that stuff, you are unconsciously rejecting the opportunities. When the opportunities will be in front of you, you will be thinking that this is way too good for me, this is way too big for me, and I can't, and you're going to reject the opportunities. And you're going to stuck in the same place that you are right now. There is a quote in this book which is your mountain is not the obstacle in your way. It's the past of you that is still learning to trust your own self. Self-sabotage isn't about your goal. It is actually showing a part of you that is to be confronted first. The fourth reason is perfectionism. Perfectionism is the sneakiest form of self-sabotage, and I was the one that was being diagnosed with this kind of self-sabotage. I stopped posting videos on my YouTube channel for the last 3 months because whenever I used to shoot and whenever used to sit, edit the video, I used to think that it's not good enough. Why should I put this video on internet for all the people to look and judge me? The fear of judgment was there in my mind at that time. And I stopped posting this, but now I'm posting because I am trying to overcome this feeling as well. I'm also trying to overcome this self-sabotaging emotion in my life. So back to perfectionism, it is telling you that if it is not perfect, it is not worth doing. And because of which, you are not going to start the work, you are not going to end the work, and you are not going to share your work with anybody. If you not start, how would you expect it to be perfect? Perfectionism is not about doing your best. Here, it is about avoiding the judgments, the discomfort, the failure, and the vulnerability. If you don't start, how would you be perfect? Practice make a man perfect. And if you don't practice, if you don't do it hundreds of times, how do you expect it to be perfect? Perfection is not real. Perfection is impossible. And because of which, we are stuck at the same place. Chapter 3 is 5 steps to stop self-sabotage. Chapter 3 is the actionable steps here. 5 steps to stop self-sabotage. Step 1 is identify your trigger. Grab a journal and write down every single thought that has been lurking around your head at the time you procrastinate. At the time your brain is giving you excuse to step away from the very thing you want to do the most. Write down every thought. Then you will come across the truth that why you are self-sabotaging, on which form your self-sabotage is showing in front of you. Greenaway says that your triggers are your teachers. They will show where you have to heal. Awareness is the first will. Just rewire your inner narrative. Replace self-critical thought with compassionate one. Try this. Instead of saying, I'll embarrass myself if I speak there. 2. I'm allowed to learn and try. Studies have shown that self-talk has the power to rewire your brain over time. Be the friend you need, not a critic that you are afraid of or you are fear of. Step 3 is break your goals into tiny, small, actionable habits or steps. Self-sabotage thrives on overwhelming emotion. When you have a big goal in front of you, you are going to feel overwhelmed. So why not we break it down into small, actionable steps? Why don't you create a tiny step and do it? Like, if you want to start writing a book, start writing by a small paragraph. or if you want to get fit, start doing 5 minutes workout every single day. Small steps and the overwhelming feeling is pushed away. Self-sabotage comes from the fear of failure. So why not celebrate every small win? Why not we reward for doing every small task that we plan to do? Reward yourself next time whenever you are doing something small that is contributing to your bigger goal. Step 4 is stay consistent. I have an entire different video on this topic on my channel. You can go and watch there if you want to. And remember, the mountain is not in your way. Actually, it is the way. See you next time. And if you like this video, like this video. If you want to see more from my end, subscribe my channel. And till then, I'll meet you in the next video. Bye.